Okay, so the next one is Secret. This one was just released like, I don't know, like just over a month ago. I think it might be their latest one. I'm not sure. I wanted to do like like these other two were pretty, like they were last year. They're so last year. But this one just came out not too long ago. And I tried to do that. I always at least pick one that's like very recent. So on that note, hey guys, if you are new here and you like Stray Kids and you want me to do more reactions to Stray Kids, what you should do is definitely go down in the, in this region and give this video a thumbs up. And also, hit that subscribe button. That tells me more than anything else that you guys want more of this kind of content. You want me to look at Stray Kids more, and I would be happy to do that. I have a feeling. Just based off of some of these, thumbnails, that I'm gonna enjoy these music videos. So if you want me to do more, I want you to go down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, but also leave your comments, leave some suggestions. I respond to like 90% of my comments, so let's go! Stray Kids, Secret. Oh, okay. This is clearly gonna be much more vocal. I love it already. Is 8 like the secret number in K-pop groups? He's cute. I like his eyes. I don't have the subtitles on. Wait, let's start this over again. I wanna hear the lyrics. Since this is much more of a vocal, I wanna actually listen to the lyrics, or watch the lyrics. Okay, I love his necklace. Okay. Okay. Okay.
내려오는 빗물에 모든 걱정들을 너무 떨쳐내 이런 내 모습 속으로 젖어들지 않게 Baby is falling 빛의 한 방울까지 오늘 얼굴로 떠나보네
Okay.
손끝에 맺힌 마지막까지 모두 다 괜찮은 척하는데도 외로워 홀로 다른 곳을
Yeah.
나의 고민을 수 없이 지웠다 그리는 걸 반복해봤자 달라지는 건 없어
Tell us.
언젠간 익숙해지겠지 이런 느낌조차 잊은 채로 살아가겠지 바쁘게 걸어가다 보면 괜찮아지겠지 비온 뒤에 땅이 걷고 다시금 꽃이 피듯이 축 처진 어깨 젖어버린 옷 시끄럽던 음악 소리마저 작게 만들려 답답했던 내 목소리를 다 이 비에 흘려보내고 싶어 꺼내보다 내려오는 빗물에 모든 걱정들을 다 떨쳐내 이런 내 모습 속으로 더 깊이 젖어들지 않게 Baby it's falling 끝의 한 방울까지 오늘 얼굴로 떠나보내 손끝에 맺힌 마지막까지 모두 다 나도 웃어본다
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
하루가 길어진다
Yeah.
점점 더 지쳐간다 세상에 혼자 남겨진 기분이야 난 이 맘조차 속이며 잘 지낼까 내려오는 빗물에 모든 걱정들을 나눠 떨쳐내 이런 내 모습 속으로 더 깊이 젖어들지 않게 Baby it's falling 끝에 한 방울까지 한 방울까지 떠나보내 손끝에 맺힌 마지막까지 모두 다
I really like this, guys.
손끝에 맺힌 마지막까지 모두 다.
That was so good. I really wish that I knew what this music video was before I would have made this its own video. I might still have to do that, guys. I might still have to do that. So if you are new to the channel, you don't know this. I have a master's degree in clinical psychology. So mental health is definitely something that I talk about quite a bit on this channel and outside of it. It's you know, literally my education, right? I've spent many years, you know, and producing research in psychology and treating individuals with therapy. And so this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love what they did with this music video. Compared to the two music videos that we just saw, the fact that they just sat there and sang to us makes me respect them so much more, because it shows, to me, it says we're taking this seriously. Like this is serious. This is a serious topic. We're not gonna be flashy. We're not gonna try to distract you with dancing. We're gonna sing to you. We're gonna look into the camera and we're gonna sing this song to you because it's important. And I have so much respect for that. I absolutely, like, I can't even tell you how much emotionality I'm feeling right now and how much like connectedness I'm already feeling with these guys because of this one song. I already like the other songs. I already like them. But this drove that home to a point that I didn't even realize it could be driven to. I'm gonna have to make this its own video, I think, because I just absolutely love it. So clearly they're talking about being sad. Like, let's break this down a little bit because, you know, mental health professional, I want to break this down a little bit. Let's go back through this a little bit and talk about it. And if I'm gonna make it its own video anyways, we might as well make it a full video length, right? So let's go through it again, and I really want to talk about this because it's important. And I've made other videos like of me like being ridiculously emotional and talking about my own struggles. So if you want, check those out up here. But let's get into this right now. Let's get into this. I really like that first and foremost, this is not the typical, like this was clearly not made for YouTube either, which is, I like that. I actually don't mind that at all. I mean, I have a pretty big monitor anyways, but you know, it's clearly made to fit on your phone, right? It's probably better. It's going to reach more people that way, honestly. Just look at how they're sitting here, right? Like, so right there with those first lyrics, I was like, okay, you got me. You're like drawing me in. Like, what are you guys talking about here? Like, first thing, like, what are you talking about? As also somebody who identifies within the LGBTQ community, I identify as a gay man. You know, I was also like, huh, that is a familiar feeling. I get that, right? And so in this lyrics, what I got from that is, you know, that they're not being, they don't feel like they're being heard, and that the sky's getting cloudy. Sounds like it's getting more and more dark for them. They're feeling more and more sad, depressed. Like there's something else going on inside, and it's not good. Yeah, interestingly enough, this is actually a good point. Like we often see this in depressed individuals, right? Like their sensation, their perception of the world just isn't as let's say colorful, right? So they're not seeing the world as everybody else sees it. It's a little bit duller. It's a little bit darker, right? And so when they said this, I'm like, oh, okay, it sounds like to me, whoever wrote these lyrics, they get it. Like they've been there, and so. Even the loud music seems quiet. Yeah, as a depressed individual, you're not perceiving that that sensation, those signals as vividly, as strongly as those who are not depressed. Yeah. He's so cute. Yeah, so I mean, that was, you know, the chorus trying to say, let's try to get better, right? Like, let's wash away those feelings of sadness with the rain and just start to try to feel better, smile through the sadness. You know, I think that I like those lyrics. It sounds great, and it makes sense. I think a lot of, and I say this from experience, a lot of depressed individuals will talk about their mask. And, you know, I have a mask too. Anybody who's ever experienced those kind of deep, depressed emotions often talks about that mask. And, you know, I have one too. And so, you know, putting on a smile doesn't necessarily mean that it's getting better. However, in psychology, sometimes in therapy, we talk about the whole fake it till you make it thing. And sometimes putting that smile on, even though you don't feel it, even though you're not feeling it here, and definitely not here, can sometimes trick your brain into start lighting up a little bit differently, start trying to change it a little bit. It's not going to work amazingly, like it's not going to work miracles, but it is a slight behavioral change that can lead to a bit of a snowball, let's say. It's like one of those small things that can, you know, definitely not hurt and probably help just a little bit, ever so slightly. Yep. Yeah, and that's, you know, we often hear that. Anybody looking at pretending to be okay makes me even lonelier. Yeah, I mean, that's the mask we're talking about. Like, it doesn't make it feel any better. The mask does not help. It makes you look okay to the rest of the world, but it makes you feel a little bit lonelier, like, because you can't talk, like, you feel like you can't talk to anybody. And if you can't talk to anybody, then, you know, it's just going to stay. Like, I'm going to point here because it's kind of where it feels like it resides, at least for me. Like, it just feels like it stays right here and it doesn't get to come out in any sort of way. And so, you know, it just makes you kind of hunch in and become a little bit lonelier and a little bit more darker. And it's just this feeding cycle. And that's why I think that lyric just before that, talking about, you know, just putting on the smile, even though it doesn't feel right, maybe, can maybe help that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this you know, comorbidity is definitely a thing in mental health, and it's something that we talk about quite a bit in training, in our education, because, for example, depression and anxiety often go hand in hand. Like, if somebody's depressed, there's probably going to be a high amount of anxiety as well. And so what does that mean? That means that there's a comorbidity. They're sharing some stuff. And oftentimes, people who are depressed will be diagnosed with anxiety as well. I mean, there's also some implications clinically about how we identify mental illness, but that's a whole other topic that I'm not going to get into. It would take like at least 5 videos to go over. So if we're talking about no matter how many times I try to draw and erase my worries, like, worrying is, so the difference, and I'm going to say that, like, the difference in my mind and how I like to explain it to some people, you know, depression, and I will say this, you'll actually hear this again in a future video that I have not announced yet. In certain methodologies and certain theories of you know, therapy, in more of the newer age therapies, there's this thought of mindfulness and being present in this moment. And depression kind of lives in that past, right? Like, when it's not present, for sure, it's in the past. You're depressed about stuff that's already happened, right? Sometimes you can be depressed about things in the future, but oftentimes it's about the past. And anxiety often lives in the future. And so, I mean, I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. No matter how many times I draw and erase my worries, nothing ever changes. So yeah, I think that this, like, it sounds to me like these lyrics are describing two different types of things at the moment, and they go hand in hand. So it's not like it's something completely out there. They're talking about, you know, some anxiety here, but they're mostly talking about depression. Nothing ever changes. That's future thinking, right? Probably forget about this feeling and continue to live on. Probably, but yeah, I mean, this lyrics right here. That's kind of the whole thing. Like and definitely something that I did. You still kind of push through it, right? And it's important to do that. It's just not just to like end, but you still gotta, you can't just forget about it. You still gotta work through what's going on. You can't just like bottle it up, because then it's just gonna come back out later down the road, and you're just gonna create bad habits in the meantime, right? So you still gotta work through it. Don't just bottle it up, because it's gonna come out eventually. Back to the chorus. I really like how they do this. Tell us about it. Yeah. 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 Tell us. Time is relative. I want to point this part out. So far, I love this. I love this video so much. I love these lyrics so much. Whoever wrote them clearly has gone through this. They clearly have gone through this. I'm going to be interested to see who actually wrote this. But this last part here, yeah, if you are going through depression, oftentimes, oh, I can move this. Things that I didn't know about YouTube. Depressed individuals often kind of, one of the symptoms is poor sleep, insomnia. And so oftentimes, you know, these individuals do not get the full amount of sleep. And that goes into a long list of reasons why. So for example, the deeper amounts of sleep, like if you're not getting into those deeper stages of sleep, and I'm not going to go into sleep a whole lot here, but if you're not going into those deeper stages of sleep, you're not resting as much. And even more importantly, if you're not sleeping so much, memories that you're creating throughout the day do not get encoded, because your memories are encoded during your sleep. So they don't get, like, if we're thinking about this as a computer, they're not transferred to, now memory is not like a computer, it's not even kind of like a computer. I'm using this as an example, okay? But if we're thinking about this as a computer, those memories aren't being put into the hard disk until you're sleeping, right? And so if you're not getting enough sleep, those memories are not being put into long-term memory. And so if you're depressed, this makes sense. If you're getting more and more exhausted, if you're not getting enough sleep, which also leads to further and further issues. So this makes sense, 100%. And I love it. And that's not, by the way, this stop is fantastic. The way he's looking at me right now, it's like he's trying to learn what I'm saying, and I appreciate that. The answer to this is no. You have to tell somebody. You have to tell somebody, and that's just it. Will I be able to hide even this feeling and still be okay? Maybe for a little bit, maybe, but you're going to create bad habits, and you're going to get into the habit of just stuffing those away, and ultimately they're going to come out. If you're not properly expressing those emotions, they're going to come out, and they're not going to come out in healthy ways. It's just the reality, unfortunately. And, you know, that's part of the benefit of, you know, seeing somebody like me trained in doing therapy is, you know, you get to express those in a safe place from somebody who doesn't, like, who cares, but is pretty neutral on it, right? And will help you kind of dive into those emotions a little bit more and letting you fully express however you feel in a very safe space that you really don't get judged in, which, you know, not everybody has that ability. Some people have really great friends, but they're really afraid to tell them that kind of stuff because they feel like they're going to be judged. In a therapist office, you're not going to be judged like that. Like, they're not interested in judging you. They're interested in trying to get to the bottom and processing those emotions. So that's my little pitch for going to therapy, everybody. Not biased at all. I mean, in a completely non-biased way, like, it's completely worth it too.
손끝에 맺힌 마지막까지 모두 다.
I really like that, guys. That was so well done. Seriously, guys, that was fantastic. I know that I'm gonna have to split this video up into two because I took way too much time, and this is a 40-minute video now, so I'm definitely gonna have to split this up. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you guys came back for this one because, whew, I really liked it. I really, really liked it. I said a lot during that video, and you know, I'm so glad that I just happened to pick this one. It sucks that I picked it, you know, in congruence with, or in, you know, tandem with these other ones that I was planning to just release at the same time. But at the same time, I'm really glad that I watched it and just took the time to do it. I hope you guys liked it too. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about these issues that they really just brought up full force on this video. Let's talk more in the comments. Give this, you know, let me know what your thoughts are about this topic, but also, you know, what you thought of this video. Like, did you like this? Did you like me bringing mental health in? Well, they brought it up. I just happened to talk a little bit more about it. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all of those things, and, you know, we will continue on this Stray Kids journey, because now this music video made me super connected to them in a way that I didn't expect to be. Like, I certainly liked them before I saw this video, but as I said before, it really drove home the point to me that how serious they took this topic. And I love it. I love it when artists do that. Not only did they talk about it, which is important, but they took it seriously. And that is so important. I absolutely 1000% love that they did this, and that's it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around, for listening to me ramble about mental health. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Let's chat some more, guys. Take care. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.